before sa mga previous yung mga album launches. So congrats now. Nakita ko kasi sa release, you guys have tried a different way of telling stories and experimented with new sounds here. So can you elaborate more on that?
So ibang-iba talaga yung process namin dito. To begin with, we would write about, well, I would write lyrics about my bandmates' experiences.
Yeah.
So that was the first. Kasi parang pinag-uusapan talaga namin kung paano namin isusulat to, yung story behind it. We make sure we're all aligned with how we feel about the song before we write the music. Tapos, susulat namin in a day. Matatapos halos yung kanta in a day or a day and a half. So, that's what made it different, right?
In terms of sound, it was the first time we were working with producers. So, the thing was, any sound that we wanted to do, that even if we didn't really know how, we could just articulate our wants and needs, and then the producer could help us make the vision a reality. So that's why we were able to experiment with a lot more types of sounds.
And for my next question, I'm curious lang ako, kasi you mentioned that you have a day job. So sino sa inyo pa yung nag-work? And how do you balance having a day job and being in a band?
Right now,
Lahat ba kayo?
Nag-retire na kami lahat.
Ha? Lahat kayo ano na full-time?
Talaga?
Yeah.
mostly,
Si
recent na left na yun.
Focus na, worth it naman, enjoy naman din.
Sana.
Bigat Yeah, thank you.
But walang Tagalog song? It's all in English?
It was our first time, kasi medyo big time tong mga producers na katrabaho namin. It was hindi madali makuha yung partnership with them. And to be fair, it's also going to be part of their body of work, and they also want to make sure that every song is the best that it can be. AO producers namin, Malaysian and Korean. So how can they ensure that the lyrics are, hindi rin sila familiar with our songwriting skills at the time, like gaano kami kagaling capable magsulat ng lyrics. And usually nga daw when they write music with other bands, sometimes they have to lead. Pero with us, we led it all the way, and they just had to help enhance our vision. So yun, if they weren't sure of how we could write, mas lalo na paano nila maintindihan yung pag Tagalog yung lyrics, diba? But this doesn't mean that we won't be writing in Tagalog
in
anymore.
Filipino.
This is a project we did with producers in Malaysia. Doesn't mean we'll never write again.
I just thought there was a statement being made na you're talking na to a global audience instead of just a Filipino.
That is one. It's not like, that's not necessarily the statement that we wanna do na international na kami. Kasi we'll still be around here, but we do want to, recruit new fans in the nearby territories. So Southeast Asia, of course, maybe sa US, kasi meron din namang mga Lola Amor fans sa US. We'll see where the numbers take us, kasi syempre we are data-driven.
Can you elaborate more on the sound in terms of arreglo? I understand nagkaroon ng changes sa grupo. How did that affect the dynamics and the arrangement, the musical arrangement you do?
Whenever a bandmate leaves, nag-change talaga yung sound, kasi it's not just, I say this a lot, when Manu came in, it's not just what he brought to the table, it's what he brought out of the other members as well. So kung mas gusto niya yung this kind of sound, of course we'll adjust as well. So when we play, parang nagbabago talaga, kasi it's not just, it's a give and take, and yeah.
So for this album, how did it work? How were you able to write the songs? Were you the type now who just did every song like for a few hours and then let's go with this, or did you have to go through the songs like in different stages na maraming revisions?
Actually, the former. So, tatapusin muna namin yung song all like 90% done. Tapos move on na kami sa next song. So every day namin ginawa yun for 9 days hanggang maubos hanggang natapos namin yung 7 songs. Meron nga kaming isang kanta dyan na dapat interlude lang, parang voice memo lang. Pero like when we started recording it and writing it, was like parang kailangan natin gawing full song to. So ganun talaga siya. As in, on the fly, you finish what's in front of you. Yeah.
So ano siya, did it evolve in a way na you considered how to play it live on stage or afterthought na lang siya na ano?
Afterthought, definitely an afterthought. So the music in the studio, the music that you'll be listening to on the DSPs, iba kasi yun dun sa live eh. I know we've been making music, we made music before that's made to sound like it's on the stage. Just because we do it differently now doesn't mean we won't do that in the future. But in this project, we just wanted to focus on storytelling and yung walang unnecessary fluff yung music. Yeah.
Tapos last question, since yung Raining in Manila kasi di ba naging prominent na naman siya ulit because of all these flood issues and flood control issues or whatever. So how does it feel na nag-evolve siya into like una naging memes lang na funny, tapos ngayon medyo it's a serious thing. So
well, when a song reaches that level of virality, not even just virality, I think cultural significance na, diba? At some point, to some extent, the song stops becoming ours. It's become part of people's lives in a way already na hindi na siya totally sa amin. And we respect that, and we're happy with the level that it's reached. Not a lot of musicians can say that they made a song that's impacted people's lives that way. So yun, ako personally happy ako na it's being ginagamit siya sa mga videos na nagki-criticize ng mga nangyayari ngayon. Love that stuff. Love that stuff.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah,
Okay, one last question. Sorry,
So among all the tracks, which one do you think feel like it completed the entire album?
Yeah.
Completed the album. Go.
I think if you listen kasi to everything, parang Dance With My Mistakes is like the climax of everything. Parang after feeling so many feelings from seeing someone for the first time, like, falling in love, and then all of a sudden may mga nangyari, and then you try to go back. Dance With My Mistakes is like the conclusion, or well, climax na parang, okay, I messed up, but can we, if I want to try again, pero if that doesn't happen, okay lang sa akin.
I get it.
Parang ganyan. And it's really the vibe.
The vibe.
Well, actually, I agree with Jeff na yung Dance With My Mistakes, it's on its own, it has its own meaning, but if you listen to the album and take into context the meaning of the other songs before it, parang mas tumataas yung stakes nung struggle nung protagonist, I guess, nung kanta na yun.
I have to ask about the collaborators. Yung mga naka-collaborate nyo lang para makompleto yung storya. Sorry. Sino-sino sila and bakit sila?
Okay. Sure. Si Ricky Reed is someone that we met from the Australia side of that songwriting camp that we went to. Super talented, sobrang galing magsulat. Tapos paus pa siya. 4 days na ata siyang araw-araw nagre-record ng kanta nung time na nakatrabaho namin siya. So rinig mo na paus na siya sa kanta. Pero ang ganda pa rin ng tunog. And then the other one is Kokoro from Psychic Fever. Of Exile Tribe. Yes. Ano yun? Idol from Japan. Super fun to work with. We met him in person 2 days. Yeah, 2 days ago. Man of
Few words.
Man of few words, pero sobrang laughter. Yeah. The best. Yeah, it's really easy to work with Japan. Bilis sila mag-turnover ng mga mga kailangan gawin, and I mean, kung may kailangan tayo to make the things work, they don't, wala ka arte. It's just like,
they're just as invested in the project as you.
Yes.
Parang they'll do everything they can to make. He's here.
Yeah, di ba pumunta siya dito?
Correction lang, si Ricky Reed is from New Zealand.
Sorry. Warner, Australia.
Yes.
But artist from New Zealand.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Beyonce.